Hello, Steel City Surge fans. Skippy here, coach of the Steel City Surge, back for PDL Orange Islands Playoffs Round 1. We're taking on Incog and Backs to the Future in a rematch from Week 4. We're bringing a very similar team to Week 4, except we made some changes. We swapped out Avalug and Ariados. And we see no Fortress again, so that could have been nice to bring Ariados, but we see Azu, Urshifu, Darkrai, Espathra, Gliscor, and Petrunt. No Fortress, and we see Urshifu. I don't know why I didn't have Urshifu on there in the first place, but I'm okay with the Greninja lead. Best of luck to Incog once again this week. Like I said, we swapped up the team a little bit. We're bringing Scarf, Espeon, and Yachi, Berry, Garchomp to try to put more offensive pressure onto my opponent. If I remember correctly, Avalok was only there to like remove hazards. I'm not super scared of hazards against my team. We do see the Petrunt there, so that could be a little annoying. But I remember Incog had mentioned that Garchomp and Espeon were a little worrisome. So we decided to bring him this time. Plus, Garchomp does do pretty well into pretty much everything on his team. Ground Stab does a large chunk to everything except Gliscor. And we never really want to stay on Gliscor anyway, so... Best of luck to Incog. Best of luck. Let's see. Darkrai lead, okay. So, Darkrai lead. I could go for a Hydro, but I think a U-turn just makes sense here. We should outspeed him. Unless he's Scarf. If he's Scarf Darkrai and he runs Thunder, good play from him, but I like going for a U-turn here. I think we can go straight into Primarina with a U-turn. If he stays in. If he stays in. If he swaps out into something else, we probably go for something different. But this is a good lead from my point of view. Does swap. Okay, what does he swap into? Azumarill. Okay, we get to see what this Azumarill is. We do get the U-turn off. We get to see how much damage we do to it. Did very, very little. It probably did like 10% or so. I think Scizor might be my best play. No. I mean, I should... This is a very problematic thing. Huh. I could go into Garchomp and just try to take it out. I think going into Garchomp is a good play here. Because we can Poison Jab for free. And essentially block... We can Poison Jab for free and block a Belly Drum. Could go into Petrunt. Could go into something else. He stays in. He doesn't take that very well at all. Goes for a Play Rough, and he's gonna unfortunately miss. That is rough. I am so sorry, my dude. That is rough. That is very, very rough. But we can essentially take this out with an Earthquake if we really wanted to, just to predict a switch. Because this thing can still do very good. I mean, how much is Poison Jab doing to the rest of his team, though? He could go Gliscor or Petrunt. I feel like if he goes Gliscor... I'm okay with going for a Poison Jab on Gliscor. He does swap, so he does save the Azumarill. We are going to see Gliscor. Okay, so going for Chip is really nice. If he's Poison Heal, then that's good for him. Oh, we get the Poison. Okay. Well, that's annoying. It's only Poison, though, so I don't think it heals as much as Toxic. I could be wrong on that mechanic, but that's a little annoying. That's annoying. I don't know what this set is, then. I mean, he's only poisoned, so... I might have been able to go for a Scale Shot, but I don't like that too much. I kind of like just going into Scizor. He could knock off, which might be a problem, but I can go for an SD and knock off myself. I like going into Scizor. Having Azu chip down a lot. Yeah, he does go for knockoff, yeah. So 288 to 213. He did 26% with a knockoff. That's a high roll from defensive Gliscor. I can freely just go for an SD here, I think. Because an SD boosted Bullet Punch is going to do massive damage. And then we can knock off ourselves. I mean... we don't have an item anymore. So Facade doesn't quite do that much to us. I'm okay with going for a Swords Dance here. Because he does have Fire Fang. That's such a good bring, but we live. That's such a good bring from my opponent. Fire Fang, jeez. Oh man, that's such a good bring. That's such a good bring, honestly. I'm okay with just Bullet Punching here. Just trying to get damage off. Yeah, that does quite a lot. Goes for a knockoff. We're not going to save this guy. So... oops. Wanted this. Gliscor. We don't have to take stats for this, but I like taking stats. So that's annoying. Knockoff, Fire Fang... because it's already chipped a decent amount, so it's already at, like, 65%. I know he naturally outspeeds there. I don't want to lose that. I think I can go into Greninja and just Hydro. I'm going to go into Greninja and we're going to Hydro. Losing Scizor is a little annoying, but... I mean, I can't really do much but try to pressure this Gliscor. Fire Fang is a very good bring from this guy, for Gliscor. I'm just happy I lived on one, honestly. That's such good luck right there. He's probably trying to figure out what to go into. We are Scarf Protean, so... we're probably going to outspeed the majority of what he wants to swap into. The question is, do we hit the Hydro? Does he stay in or does he swap? He does swap, so he's going to try to preserve Gliscor a little bit. He sends out a Azumarill. Okay, so he's going to... that's a little annoying, but we do miss the Hydro. Maybe? No, we don't. We hit the Hydro. Okay. And we don't KO the Azu. Okay. I don't really like doing much into this Azu. Because it took that Hydro extremely well. It makes me think it's like defensive Assault Vest. I think it's a care... I think it... like, that took it extremely well. Makes me think it's a defensive Azumarill. It does get knock. Do I really want to risk trying to go for a Hydro again? I think I do. Because if I get knocked off, I think that's fine. He goes for Aqua Jet, that's fine. We should hit this Hydro. We do not hit the Hydro. That's so annoying. Honestly, how much does Aqua do to Garchomp? If it's defensive... I mean, it only brought me down to 239. 235. They did 19% with Aqua Jet, so there is some investment there. Jeez, it took that Hydro extremely well. Does Preem outspeed it? And how does it... It takes an Aqua Jet extremely well. We do outspeed it naturally, so I'm going to go into Preem. We're going to save health on Ninja Boy Greninja. Probably see a knockoff here, if I were to guess. See an Aqua Jet, okay. Yeah, 329 to 364 to 329. 10% from Aqua Jet. Yeah, that's got some investment in there. Okay. I'm okay with going for a Flip Turn. This thing is on like less than 5%. Flip Turn should be able to knock this thing out very easily. Goes for a knock, yeah. So he's going to knock off our Assault Vest, which is problematic, but it's not the worst thing in the world because we should be able to take stuff from Darkrai pretty well. Now, with the team that he currently has remaining, I really like forcing that Gliscor back out with Garchomp. I also kind of like going straight into... Espeon should be able to take out Darkrai, right? Alluring Voice does do massive damage to it. I kind of like just going into Garchomp and forcing Gliscor out, because I'm okay with taking damage from Gliscor. Because we're still at max HP, and if he wants to go for physical attacks, yeah, he does bring out Gliscor again. So if he wants to go for knock, I think that's okay. He's gonna get a free turn of healing, which is probably not the best for us. But realistically, I think going for a Scale Shot just to see what he wants to do, I think is a good idea. Because we'll be able to see how much damage he that he does. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like just going for a Scale Shot. Yeah, we're gonna go for it. We're gonna see what happens. He stays in. Does very little, so he's very defensive. We hit 3 times. We are gonna lose defense, but I think we're gonna be okay. Goes for Toxic, and he's gonna miss the Toxic. Okay, so I kind of get a solid feel for where he is defensively. Going for Toxic makes me want to go into Espeon a little bit. Could I go into Preem? I could just go into Preem. I kind of like going into Preem Arena, because I should be able to take out Darkrai with Espeon after some chip. And even Terra Fairy Annihilate, we should be able to take it out pretty easily. If I can get Annihilate in on Gliscor, I believe an Ice Punch should be able to knock it out too. Does go for Toxic. He's going to hit this time. But that's okay. I'm okay with going for a Hydro on this guy here. He swaps. Okay, what does he swap into? What's going to take a Hydro? Petrarun. Okay. I have Psychic Noise for Petrarun. It does a chunk. Now, Petrarun. Onto Primarina without an Assault Vest. Malignant Chain can potentially knock us out if he's offensive. But I like going for a Psychic Noise here. We'll have to see what type of set this Petra run is, because we could potentially live one. We're at 57 right now, so it's a roll. But Psychic Noise does do a lot of damage to it. Plus, I don't think he goes hard into Darkrai on this. Goes for Malignant. Let's see if he's offensive or if he's defensive. He is defensive! So we're going to get massive damage off and get some priority here. So that's really good. Okay. This is okay. We're down 1 Mon, but things are getting chipped down a lot. I'm okay with going into... I like going into Greninja. Because a Dark Pulse or an Extra Sensory would do a lot of damage to it. And I think Extra Sensory is the better play here because he's probably expecting Dark Pulse. If I were to guess, he's probably expecting Dark Pulse. And might try to go into Urshifu. Actually, Dark Pulse is the better play, in my opinion. Dark Pulse is the better play. Just the safe play. It's just the safe play. He goes for Endure. Is he Endure Custap? That'd be a crazy bring. He's probably Endure Custap. I'm okay with going into Garchomp. Yep, he's Custap. Endure Custap is crazy. We're gonna go into Sharp Boy. D-Bond! Ooh! That's spooky. That is spooky. Okay. That's a free... Alright, that's gonna be a problem. Let's see, though. It's a defensive Petra run. We can live a Malignant Chain with you. What about with you? We can live a Hex. Can we live a Shadow Ball? We can. And Toxic wouldn't break us, and we do have Psychic Noise for you. So I'm gonna go into Espeon. Just to break that Destiny Bond, because that's a good bring. That's a very good bring, and with Scizor not around, that's a problem. We do see Malignant Chain come out, so it's gonna do a chunk to Espeon, but we don't really need Espeon to deal much damage. That's annoying. We do see Poison, so we are gonna get confused. That is annoying. It's probably Hex, too. I want to go for Alluring Voice here, because he could swap. He could swap. I think he might swap. If he does swap, Darkrai and Urshifu both get hit by this, and if we break through, then we knock out Petrarunt, too. Oh, this is a very good battle. This is what our last battle should have been. This is a very close... My opponent's playing extremely well. He does stay in. Do we break through the confusion? Please. We do break through the confusion. We are going to knock it out with Alluring Voice. That is really good for us. Okay. That thing is gone. We are Toxic and we are confused currently. But... now, Gliscor or Espathra have to come out. I have not seen much from any of everything else except for Gliscor. We do see Darkrai come out. I really want to stay in. I'm gonna stay in and go for an Alluring Voice because I don't think he expects me to be Scarf. I don't think he expects the Scarf. An Alluring Voice should do a ton of damage to Darkrai. It should do a lot of damage. We stay in. We do go first. Do we get through the confusion again? We do get through the confusion again, so we're going to chip that Darkrai down a lot. Does go for an Ice Beam, expecting the Darkrai switch. He is going to take out Espeon, but Espeon gets crucial chip on Darkrai. Espeon gets massive crucial chip on Darkrai. Darkrai is now down to roughly 40 HP. So a U-turn from Greninja should be able to knock it out. And we can get Annihilate in for free. We always go for U-turn here. And we are still Yachi Berry on Garchomp. So we still have that. We still have that, which is really, really good. Gliscor is still slightly annoying. But after, I mean, I'm expecting most likely Taunt as the last move on the Gliscor. And if that is the case, then Annihilate should be able to just 1v1 it. We should be able to 1v1 a Spopper too. Especially after Terra Fairy. Now, I don't know what Terra it is, but we still have Garchomp around, which is really, really good for us. Eagling could be a problem if it's a setup set. He's going to give us Darkrai. Okay. I kind of just want to go into Garchomp again. But I'm going to go into... I mean, Urshifu is still around, which could be a problem. But we don't have Darkrai around, so Extra Sentry should be able to deal with Urshifu. We are not bulk up. I do kind of just like going into... no, I'm gonna go for Annihilate. We're not a setup Annihilate. We are Resto Chesto, which is really, really good. If this does bring in Gliscor, which it should, Ice Punch might be able to just knock it out after Terra. This is a really good battle. Oh my gosh, is this a good battle? We are a more offensive Annihilate this time. So we're not relying on bulk up and damage or chip damage for Rage Fist. We are an offensive, especially defensive Annihilate with Resto Chesto. Urshifu comes out. Okay. That's a tad annoying. Urshifu. If this is a Choice Band Urshifu, we go down to Surging Strikes. I kind of just want to go into Garchomp. And just get Chip on it, and then go right back into Greninja. And just start Extra Sensory spamming. Because we do outspeed an Urshifu. If he does go for Trailblaze, I think we're fine. If he does go for an SD, we might be fine. If it's a Scarf Urshifu, that could be a problem. I do want to get Chip on this. Goes for SD. Okay. So it's an SD variant. Makes me think it might be Rindoberry. But I think I go for an EQ here no matter what. If he swaps, that's great play from him. We're going to get a lot of chip on this guy. Get him down to roughly 50. He goes for Surging. He's going to take us out in potentially 3 hits. He has pads. Okay. That's pads Urshifu. But we get massive chip on it, which is really good. Okay, so we can go into Greninja here. Greninja always KOs with Extra Sensory, so I don't need to worry about it. If it is Aqua Jet, that might be an issue, but I don't think we've taken enough damage to really worry about that. Yeah, Aqua Jet shouldn't KO us, because we do know it could be Punching Glove, but that doesn't matter if it's Aqua Jet. Protect. Okay. Protect. SD Surging Strikes Protect. I mean, how much are we doing to Espathra with that? Extra Sensory is doing a quarter. I don't want to risk swapping anyway, so I'm going to go for another Extra Sensory. He does swap. Does he swap into the Espathra? He does swap into Espathra. That does a little more than a fourth. I don't expect this to be Terra Fighting. I think this will be Terra Electric or Terra Psychic. If it's Terra Electric. I mean, Deagleam two-shots me if he's defensive. How much does he do to annihilate pre-Terra? If it's Lumina... After a Terra Fairy -2, it does the same that it would do otherwise, so I'm okay with just going into Dead Boy here. That's if it's not offensive. If it's offensive, it might be doing more. This might be a throw. This might lose me the game, but if so, GG's. My opponent played really, really well. I think this was a great battle altogether. I think I always have to go Annihilate on this. He goes for Calm Mind. Okay, it's a Calm Mind. It's a setup. It's a setup. It's Calm Mind speed boost. It's got to be stored power then. So we get our Terra off. Let's see. +1, +1, +1. Stored power with Terra off at -2 does that much. I think I always just Terra and go for a Rage Fist, because even if it is like Terra Electric, it could be Terra Fighting too. Rage Fist would do still a good amount of damage, so I'm gonna go Terra Rage Fist. We do see the Terra come out. Terra Electric is the play. We are going to Terra ourselves into Terra Fairy. It depends if this is defensive or if it's offensive. And what he decides to go for. Goes for another Calm Mind. Okay, so he's getting to +2, +2, +2. Stored power might not KO. Stored power has a chance to KO. I think I need to go for damage because he's... Oh, man, this is going to be so close. He's not going to go for damage himself, so I'm going to go for a Drain Punch myself. There's no way he goes for an attacking move here. He has to go for... I think he has to go for, like another Calm Mind or something. We might lose to Espathra here. But if so, again, GG's, because that's an insane... He goes for Psychic. Oh, he does go for an attacking move, but we live that very easily. We get that down to very low HP, and we get HP back. 254. Okay, so we're at 254 currently. So we're at 70%. If that's stored power, it's Psychic. I would assume it's probably stored power. I mean, I always just Rage Fist here, so... It's Psychic, it's not stored power! We live this! Okay, so we take down the Espathra, that's really good. Okay. So we take down the Espathra. I think we might win with Greninja. I'm always going for... I could... Urshifu probably just takes us out, right? We know it's not choiced. It should take us out. In the event it doesn't, we're at 150 base power. I don't think he can let us hit a Rage Fist here. Does go for Surging, so he is going to take us out. But I think Annihilate did enough. It 1v1 the Espathra. Now, I think Greninja might just win us this game with an extra sensory. Because I don't think Gliscor has the HP or the defense investment. I mean, it really depends. We need to go for extra sensory, though. We need to lock in extra sensory, unfortunately. It's going to protect. If he swaps to Gliscor, I think we win. This is only poison, so... Protect Urshifu is kind of crazy, in my opinion. I don't think it expects us to be Scarf, but... I mean, we kind of have to be with Espathra running around. He is going to give us the Urshifu. This is coming down to the absolute wire. This is coming down to the absolute wire, and I am all here for it. This is such an amazing battle. Gliscor does come out. How much HP does the Gliscor have? It has a lot of HP. If it has Facade as its last move, it's at like 75%. Extra Sensory is a 3-hit KO. Knockoff is a detriment for him. He has Fire Fang. That's a crit. That's not a crit. He goes for knockoff. We live. There's no way we're gonna win this, right? There's no way. That was at 75. It did over 25. Ah, that's so close. That doesn't have any defense, special defense investment. I might be able to go for a Dark Pulse flinch, potentially. Hydro doesn't KO. I'm gonna go for Dark Pulse. We're gonna go for it. It doesn't change anything. Going for extra sensory really... it lived, and he gives for the knockoff. It barely lived. Okay, our run's gonna come to an end with that battle, but oh my gosh, GG's to Incog. Such an amazing battle. It came right down to the very end. I think that might have been a roll, and definitely a flinch that probably could have happened. GG's to Incog. Best of luck in the rest of playoffs. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed that battle. It's very, very good replay. Definitely the battle that should have happened the first time around. But again, GG's to Incog. Best of luck in the playoff run, and best of luck to everyone else in their playoff runs. And I'll see you guys next time for another battle. Peace.